We're going to do some trading on it now with Scott Bauer, the CEO of Prosper Trading Academy. Scott, we've seen huge success in just about every cloud company here these last few months. So do we look at these on a specific individual basis? I mean, it's just been buying tech overall. You don't really have to get too particular.
Yeah, as a basket or as a sector, yeah, it's been unbelievable. Workday, like you said, though, it concerns me a little bit because, it was lagging a little bit and then really got a nice pop off of CRM here. And it's up to, Oliver, some very, very significant resistance. So I don't like that going into these earnings here. I know that, in general, the sector, the trend has been to the bullish side, but I don't like it. If you look on the charts here, if you can pull up a chart, you're going to see that gap right around 199 or 200. That is a gap that happened the other day to the upside. But if you go back further in time, you'll see that 200 level was actually some pretty significant resistance. So to me, that's a very, very important price point in the stock, right around 199 or 200. And I just think that earnings here, they may be okay. I think they got too much of a benefit out of CRM. So I'm buying a put spread. I'm going out to next week, September 4th expiration, and I want to buy the 205-200 put spread. I'm playing kind of off of that gap area there, which I think we trade down to, trying to pay about $1.30 or so. If I'm wrong, if this thing continues like the general trend of the sector, okay, I know what my risk is. I know what I can lose. But I really think here, unless they absolutely come out with some incredible guidance here, I think the stock sells off just because it's run too far on the CRM news.
Okay. I like what you point out here, which is running too far on the Salesforce story. I mean, that's kind of what really put a huge spark into, it just ignited a fire in these companies. Yeah. And so it then puts pressure on the stock to live up to those expectations. Today we see Splunk pulling back a little bit. Maybe a good example of the type of action you expect to see with this trade, or you want to see with this trade.
No doubt about it. And it's very short term. I mean, I'm doing this trade just totally based off earnings, not what I think my expectations for the stock are 3 months, 6 months down the road. Again, if I'm wrong, okay, I'm wrong, but I know what my risk is. I'm totally risk defined. I like the reward to risk on this. And from a technical standpoint, again, and from something that traders look at, the gap fill area, that 199, 200 area, that could be really significant.
Okay. Scott Bauer, the put spread on Workday ahead of the earnings. Scott, it's a big day on the macro side too. If you could stick with me for 60 seconds. Sure. What do you think about the Powell language? We had a big bid into bonds and gold that have both reversed now. What's the market telling us here?
Well, I don't think he said anything that wasn't expected at all. So the gyrations that we saw, I think that was maybe some HFTs just trying to position, ahead of the announcement in case he was going to perhaps say something out of the ordinary here. But yeah, we saw that rally in the commodities, especially gold, silver, and we saw the sell-off here. We see the dollar moving, but I don't think he said anything that wasn't expected. So at the end of the day here, I think it's a net wash. I think, the market's just going to trade very calmly. What I think was really interesting, Oliver, was the bid up in volatility we saw yesterday, especially in the VIX, ahead of Powell today, and we'll see that coming off a little bit today.
You see dollar strengthening, gold coming down. I know you had the bullish gold trade on last time we talked. You got the bounce yesterday. Are you managing to trade it all here today? Do you worry for a long gold position about the dollar bounce?
It's temporary. And this trade that we put on the other day was a little bit longer term. It was going out to November. So You and I had actually chatted about this yesterday. You asked me if I took it off, and I said no. Full disclosure here, I'm still in that. So, I think the dollar bounce, it's temporary here. I still love gold going out the next couple months.
All right. Appreciate it, Scott. Thanks for the update on the gold trade, as well as the Workday one coming up this afternoon. Always good to check in with the CEO of Prosper Trading Academy. Love the constant updates on how to manage the positions.